Off here, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, here we go. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully this sounds alright. We're doing things in the hold on. So, we're here, we're on the stream. Hello everybody, how's it going? And yeah, so welcome to the live FNaF Lore debate. We're, really excited to do this. This is something completely different, never needed, but you know me, Nightbear, welcome to the stream. We're going to introduce our two other compatriots involved with this.
It's gonna be hilarious.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. So, we are here with the people. So, hopefully they're coming through right, and they should be. So, these are the people. So, this is our first guest. This is Arrow.
Hello.
That's Arrow, and we also have Icebreaker with us.
Hello there.
There we go. All right. So, we are here to do some FNaF Lore. I'm just gonna check into the stream for a second to make sure this is going through. So, hopefully they're coming through right, and they should be. So, these are the people. So, this is our first guest. This is Arrow. Hello. Just wait. And we also have Icebreaker with us. All right, y'all are good. All right. Y'all can talk. Welcome to the FNaF Lore debate. You two.
Hello.
Hi.
Why are we shouting?
Why are you shouting?
You're shouting.
Well, that's because I'm right next to my microphone.
Energy.
That's cringe.
Alright, I'm pulling up backing music, so it's not just,
Us arguing with each other.
So at least there's, some... But yeah, so if you're not caught up with what we've been doing on the channel, it's been, we've been doing this FNaF Lore series. We did it in 2 parts. It was kind of weird. Not weird, but,
it was cringe.
Okay, you know what? Alright, here we go. This should be it. We're not gonna play the ad, but, yeah, so... We're here for the FNaF Lore debate. It was cool. There was a lot of questions that we didn't answer and that we're going to actively talk about, if that makes sense. So, does that sound like a plan?
Yeah.
All right. So, who's going to start us out? What is the first thing we're going to talk about?
Well, I'm about us first.
Say what?
So, when you started this timeline,
Alright.
how did you exactly go about starting it?
Oh, jeez. Dude, the music is coming through your mic.
What do you mean?
Like, you can hear the music through your mic instead of just the stream.
What the hell? I said sound checks would happen, and this is it.
How do you exactly go about starting it?
You're the only one complaining about that. I don't.
I'm not complaining about it. I'm just letting you know.
It sounds like it should be.
Okay, then.
Alright, so. Timeline. So, how I essentially started this out was, I looked at MatPat's theories and disagreed with all of them. And then that's how I came up with the timeline. So, you know.
Because that's how you make a theory. You disagree with someone else.
Yeah.
How does it compare? Like, do you look at the games only? Do you factor in the books? How do you go about that?
Well, here's the thing. There are some people that use the books as definitive canon. Looking at you, mimic people, but yeah, like, obviously there are some factors of the books, like, you really can't ignore.
Like, To Be Beautiful, how Eleanor is clearly baby, or...
Yeah, except I'm not gonna use that story for, like, oh, look, baby's like this massive, like, agony demon, and that's, like, very important to the Five Nights at Freddy's timeline. Like, we didn't do that. Because it's not. Baby's gone. We said that's part 2. Baby does not exist anymore. She's gone, dead, put to rest.
Maybe.
Yes. No, not maybe. Yes.
In your opinion.
Yeah, the agony v remnant debate, as I called it. It's very important to understanding, things that, because agony is more powerful than remnant, so that's why Afton and Cassidy, why they keep coming back.
In your last video, did you explain the difference?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, maybe we.
Agony is based off of negative emotion, which is why Afton and Cassidy are, like, freaking fueled by this stuff. Cause, Afton just hates everything, and Cassie's like, oh dang, he killed me, guess I'm angry.
No, I think it's more... Cassidy is fueled by agony, and Cassidy is keeping Afton alive.
Well, Cassidy isn't keeping Afton alive anymore because of, glitchy boy, as you can see right here.
Well, Glitchtrap is a separate entity to actual William Afton.
Well, it's still Afton, no matter what.
Yeah, but it's AI Afton. It's not actually
There's
him.
there's two Aftons.
Because the comprehensiveness of this timeline needed to be more complicated.
Yeah, the way I see Glitchtrap is like, Cassidy had Afton in Purgatory, and Glitchtrap was his way out. Yeah. That's why.
Do you think Glitchtrap was a plan at all?
No, definitely not. Glitchtrap is what we call a happy accident.
A happy accident because of FNaF VR.
FNaF VR, because some people were careless and didn't know how Remnant worked.
No, it was more like whoever is running the company was actively trying to get Afton back into play.
I don't.
Because they forced people to use they.
Here's the question: why would Markiplier want to bring Afton back? Like, there's no logical explanation for that. He's the CEO, guys. I'm just saying, he's the CEO.
Alright, well, what I'm saying is, like, whoever is running the company, or whoever was making FNAF Help Wanted, deliberately used those possessed circuit boards in order to bring Afton back into play.
I still think that, you know, Glitch Trap could be just like this total, could just be like this total accident, because here's the thing, Fazbear at this point in the timeline, when FNAF VR was being made, they were trying to, you know, fix their image. Why the hell would they unleash a parasitic virus into the game that was supposed to fix their image?
In trying to fix their image, they cut corners, and those cut corners led to Glitch Trap.
Well, I think it's more, if it's them trying to fix their image, why are they trying to fix it? It could just be like, oh, we want to bring back the brand, but this is Fazbear. I think it's more like, we need more victims, so we need to bring more people in.
So we're seeing Fazbear Entertainment as just like this, like we're like this massive shell company that's just invested in child murder.
Maybe.
I believe whoever's running it is wanting that cycle of murder. They're trying to continue what Afton was doing in some form.
And that's where I completely disagree with you.
All right. Well, what's your?
It is like what do you think their role is?
I still think Fazbear Entertainment is, again, at this point they're trying to bring the brand back now that, you know, everything's been said and done. You know, Afton at this point, probably the public eye, is dead, at least in their eyes. And
I mean, he is dead.
Anyway, at that point. But now it's all like, all right, now that this is all over, maybe now that he's gone, we can restore the brand, get back into popularity. Because come on, this was the 2020s. It's the year of old things coming back, and so it was all about fixing their brand, and they were trying to be, you know, authentic with it, and then they cut corners, and then now, like. And, you know, now Afton's back.
But if you look at the tapes in Help Wanted, because I've been recently rewatching the Help Wanted series, Tape Girl mentions that higher up gave them the circuit boards and told them to use them for pathfinding, so they didn't have to program anything. Why would someone do that if they knew that the circuit boards were either haunted or just altogether not good for programming?
Here's the thing you have to think about. How would they know? How would anyone look at a piece of metal and say, yep, this thing has been haunted? Here's the thing.
Because
nobody at this point, nobody knew that the animatronics were possessed. Nobody in the public eye knew that, you know, that the kid. Here's the thing.
Sorry.
From what we know, no one knew that the kids were in the animatronics.
Well, considering both the amount of cleanup that Fazbear Entertainment had to do with the rampant animatronics trying to kill their night guards, and all of the hand wavy stuff they had Phone Guy tell you, like their servos lock up and that's why they move at night. Like, why would they do that if they didn't know that the animatronics were haunted? Why would they try to give excuses for the animatronics moving if they didn't know?
Well, do you remember that the animatronics used to walk around during the day?
Yes, but clearly their servos don't lock up after one day of being on stage. That's obviously an excuse. So why would they give the excuse if they didn't know?
Here's the thing, though. Riding back on Phone Guy, it is sad looking back at the series and realizing that Phone Guy was just some random employee that just got killed.
You mean?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
What? Icebreaker?
Phone Guy's Purple Guy.
Yeah, back from like 7 years ago when that was canon.
I don't think it was canon.
Do you think that's what Scott was trying to do, though? In his original plan?
I think Scott didn't have an original plan, considering where the series has gone.
Well, here's the thing. Because originally it was supposed to be, the 3 games, 1, 2, and 3. I think when those 3 games were just the plan, Phone Guy was totally Purple Guy.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. And then, 4 came out, and then Scott changed the story to, oh, now everything's a dream. We don't talk about that. And then,
it made sense. It made sense at the time.
It made sense, but it wasn't a satisfying conclusion. That's why Scott said that. That's why he was nervous about this entire thing. He said oh, this is the ending, but will the fan base accept that? And the answer, no, we wouldn't have. Because there were a lot of people angry with the whole concept of dream theory, because it was very obviously that was how the game was supposed to end. It was supposed to be just this dream in the mind of a child.
Yeah, well.
And I think after that, the series took more of a sci-fi approach, and now we've got like Remnant, stuff like that. And I like those additions. I think it makes things way more complicated.
Definitely.
Especially,
Oh god, the series has gotten so complicated since the old days.
And that's why we're here, to put all the pieces together.
I will put you back together, Satan.
That's what. And we can all say that voice, the person that said that, definitely Afton.
Definitely these nuts.
Okay, you know what? But yeah, so...
Well, if it was Afton, why was it yellow?
It was a different shade of yellow.
Speaking of yellow, what was with fucking Mustard? Sorry,
Hey.
what was with Mustard Man?
You mean Orange Guy?
The guy in Midnight Motorist.
Yeah, so I totally believe that was just Scott trying to throw us off.
do you still think it's that same thing of just a red herring?
Yeah, I think Scott purposefully made Afton a different color just to try and throw us off.
Well,
Because I mean, look, here's the
he
thing.
has-
He's driving the purple car. Like,
he is driving the purple car, yes, I will say that. But at the same time, Scott has tried to, has made jokes and tried to throw us off before, but not with... There's always been, certain staples. Like, Purple Guy has always been purple. And stuff like that. I forget every other example that I could come up with. Shut up.
Yeah, it's Scott just trying to throw us off.
How can you be sure?
Because it's Scott.
Oh, that's not a very good evidence.
This
That's
is
not very good evidence.
Here's the thing. This is the man. This is the guy who was purposefully, said FNaF 3 was hacked. Said FNaF World was hacked. Joked around that Sister Location was canceled, and then said, "I'm not doing FNaF 6."
Canceled because of leaks was obviously,
No, I meant
teaser for the game itself.
No, do you remember when the mature version, the mature version of Sister Location?
No.
Scott said, at one point before Sister Location came out, he said, I'm not satisfied with Sister Location. I might not even continue, but I have, a mature version of the game that I'm gonna release for free just so you guys can see what I had. And then he released it, and it's just sit and survive.
Yeah, he always
He's a troll, that's his thing.
The troll games back in the day, yeah.
That was amazing.
But back to a Midnight Motorist, no matter the color of who we're playing as, do you think details like the purple car, the house we go to, especially those footsteps, the ones outside the window and everything, do you think those are pieces we should be trying to look at under the magnifying glass right now?
Definitely.
The thing with the footprints is so weird, considering how like people are saying like, oh, this was immediately after Charlie died.
Because the name of that minigame in Midnight Motorist is called Later That Night.
Yeah. But it never really does determine which night. But it does imply that at this point Evan is alive. Because
Well, yeah.
At this point, Evan is alive, but the thing that's confusing is, what place is he going to? I mean, he's probably going to...
He's going to Junior's.
he's going to the bar?
No, Junior's isn't a bar.
Yes, it is.
It does not say that it's a bar.
Makes sense.
Junior's is,
Junior's is not Freddy's.
Well, there's been a lot of unnamed sister locations.
I'm just saying, Junior's is not Freddy's. Why would there be?
Hey.
Why would there be someone standing outside of a Freddy's not letting after him?
Because he's a previous employee.
Well, when do you think the minigame takes place? Because that kind of determines if he's being like investigated or anything like that.
If Junior's is the FNaF 2 location, which is what I think, it makes sense that it's after the FNaF 2 murders.
FNaF 2, but
Later-
again, it's then the
that
question of
night-
who the hell's in that room.
It would still be Evan.
But he's dead.
Is he?
Yeah, if you're saying FNaF 2 murders, that was in 1987. Evan died in 83.
That is true. Well, yeah. Yeah.
See, this is what makes it so tough, because no matter what you do with Juniors, some things don't line up. Like that one...
Oh, yeah.
That one, like, people say it's a gravestone, but that one kind of like pile of rubble.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Some
Make
people
up that.
connect it. Some people connect it to the books because the twisted ones come out of the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, you know, everyone's, you know, connecting that to saying, like, oh, the FNaF 4 animatronics were actually real. No, they weren't.
Well, we did see the mind control disc in sister location.
Assuming that's what it was.
I mean,
And here's the thing, the
the
book...
book called it a small metal disc.
Metal,
with
metal,
a blinking light.
and then we saw, like, an actual picture of it, and it looks completely different.
Did we?
Hold on. Going to the the FNaF wiki.
Yeah, because I don't think I've seen that picture.
Yeah, all right. So
Yeah, neither have I.
I'll send it to you guys and show it to the screen so you know what I'm talking about. Hold on. So here, I'm gonna just so you two, I'm gonna put stuff in the FNaF movie chat. There you go.
Who's excited for the FNaF movie?
Yeah, come on. We're getting a FNaF movie in almost 4 months.
Okay, so that's the mind control disc?
That's the mind
Because
control
that
disc.
That doesn't look like a disc at all.
See, to me that looks more like the circuit board.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
circuit
so
board.
this is what we're talking about, guys. Just saying, in case you're curious.
And in that manga, in that graphic novel, they specifically referred to this as the disc.
Yeah, it's literally, you look up illusion discs on the FNaF wiki, that's the first thing that shows up.
That's interesting.
So then, what was the thing we took out of Funtime Freddy?
It's a control module. It's literally what Hand Unit said it was.
Hmm.
I mean, it could just be another way of like luring the kids over or something like that.
Well, yeah, they have
There's
so many ways to lure children.
Yeah, it's literally what...
You think they would have noticed when a child goes missing and Freddy suddenly gets a lot heavier?
Yeah, well... What do you expect? He's a tall boy.
Baby is taller than him.
Mm-hmm. She's
Well,
freaking
baby's
huge.
just-
Speaking of baby, the thing with the pins connecting it to the book is still mind-blowing to me.
What do you mean?
The pins. The book specifically mentioned Charlie, the robot. Spoilers if you haven't read the book. But the book's in the fourth closet. The adult Charlie specifically mentioned with pins in her arms and legs that could make her go from robot form to so human that one of the characters is like attracted to her. And those pins are seen on Circus Baby. So that connects Circus Baby directly to the books.
Well, again, you could connect Baby to the book simply by, dropping the name Circus Baby.
Well, yes, but
I think it's
Anyway.
an interesting detail that something like those pins carried over to the games. I know the books came a little after, but the fact that that design is still there, I don't know if that's saying that she has that ability.
Well, we've never
Like,
seen her
in-
use
in the
it,
game
so...
universe.
we don't ever see her
Yeah.
use it, no.
Yeah, and Baby looks marginally different in the book than the game.
Well, on the cover, if we're assuming that Eleanor from To Be Beautiful is also
No.
Baby,
No.
we're not?
Just don't even connect the two.
Okay, damn. Damn
I
is a
believe
swear
like,
word.
it's a different design.
It's a different design.
It's meant to be the character of Baby, but it's just completely different design and everything. So in another universe, maybe she's a giraffe.
Giraffe.
It's just Baby just grabs a microphone. It's like, all right, let's do this one more time. Or, sorry, one last time. Little spider. Anyway. Yeah, but yeah.
What are we? What's our next talking point?
I wanted to go back to Midnight Motorist and
Right.
What you
I
got?
think it's a very interesting topic, because I think we all have different takes on it, because it's so vague. It doesn't really give you anything concrete to go on, other than Evan's probably alive, and there's
Well,
a place
it's
called Juniper's
before-
that I can't go in.
It's before he was scared of Freddy's.
Yeah. Because he's willingly going there. So
Well,
yeah. So this
if
is
we're assuming that Junior's is Freddy's. Because Junior's is the only building that we can go to that's near their house. Why would they show it if that wasn't where Evan was going?
I didn't see footprints leading to that place. So
Well, there were footprints outside of his room.
yeah,
and-
going where?
Hold on. Let me pull up Midnight Motorist.
Here's the thing. It's just he's literally just walking into the footprints. But then that begs the question, because it's not his footprints, it's animatronic footprints. So who is in a costume going to the Afton house? That's
Someone.
that's really the big question, is what's the animatronic footprints doing?
More concerning question: are we sure it's a costume?
What, you think it could be like an
Well-
actual animal?
Could be an animatronic itself.
So, okay. I pulled up the video here, and I'll pick a screenshot of it if you want to show the stream. But the footprints do lead in the direction of where the car came from Junior's. And there are a pair of suspiciously three-toed footprints next to them.
Yeah, so someone was definitely standing there.
Standing there and waiting for Evan, yes.
Yeah, 'cause-
And the window is entirely broken,
Yeah.
which I feel like the Orange Man should have been a little bit more concerned about, because does Evan do this every time he runs off? Because that'd be awful expensive.
Yeah.
Unless the whoever was standing there broke the window and he climbed out.
Yeah. But again, then it begs the question, who was the animatronic? And you said, what did you say, three-toed?
Three-toed. Yep, I sent a picture of it. It's in the FNAF movie.
Yeah, I know. I see that.
If you want to
here's
show
the thing,
the stream so they can see.
The footprints are here. I'm not switching streams just because that's going to get chaotic and you're going to see everything. But you know, if you've seen Midnight Motorist, you know about this. But here's the thing: the footprints are long and three-toed, and literally I can only think of one dude, and literally I'm looking at the glitch trap figure I have. They're literally an exact match.
Okay, but for it to be glitch trap, or not even glitch trap,
No, it's Spring Bonnie.
Spring Bonnie, like the first handmade costume that William Afton made.
Yeah, the one that looks like glitch trap.
For it to be Spring Bonnie, Orange Man needs to not be William Afton. Because if it was William Afton, why would he be getting mad if he lured his kid?
But here's the other thing. The one thing we have to remember, though, is that at this point in the time, if this is 1983, immediately after Charlie died, William hasn't adopted that Spring Bonnie, that wearing the Spring Bonnie costume to lure his victims thing yet.
Well, then who else could it have been?
Exactly. That's why this is so confusing, because there's never. It doesn't get clear, because he adopted that moniker in 1985 in the first missing children's incident.
Yeah, because we heard Phone Guy say that the Spring Bonnie suit has been noticeably moved.
Yeah.
But either we have to move the Midnight Motorist minigame in the timeline for it to make sense, or nothing.
You know what would be absolutely funny and totally believable?
What?
If that entire minigame was just Scott trying to throw us off the trail.
Well,
it's totally believable if you think about it.
It's not really believable.
This is Scott we're talking about.
It is Scott we're talking about, but I don't think he would show us an entire minigame in the game to throw us off.
The thing about Scott's red herrings, especially when it comes to the deep lore, is it's usually stuff like, for example, how many Jeremys are there in this franchise now?
At least 3.
There's the kid that was killed. There's the one from Help Wanted. There's the moniker that Mike took in FNAF 2.
No, he was Michael Afton was Fritz Smith.
He could also have been Jeremy.
No, he was Fritz Smith.
Jeremy was the one who got bit, I believe.
Yeah. Jeremy was
yeah.
Jeremy Fitzgerald was the bite victim.
3 whole Jeremys. And 3 whole Jeremys. And Scott's red herrings have always been small. Things like that. He wouldn't put an entire minigame in a game if that minigame wasn't true. He wanted us to see this for a reason.
What if it was Michael, the kid that broke through the window? What if it was Michael?
But we see Michael. He's sitting in front of the TV.
What if that isn't Michael? Because here's the thing. Afton, we've seen in, like, lore-wise, only act aggressive towards one of his kids, and that was Michael. Just assume that the person at the TV is somebody else, and that, you know, the kid that literally broke out of his room was Michael.
Where would he run off to? Because that kind of lines up, like, maybe...
Day after. What if it's not talking about Charlie? What if it's talking about the day after the missing children's incident?
Could have been. That would make it so that
it's 85. So that way Michael hasn't been, scooped yet. And then it's only him. And so the footprints can be Spring Bonnie.
Yeah, but why would he lure out his own kid?
He didn't lure him out. He's just trying to spook him. Where'd my drink go?
But why?
Because Afton's a jerk.
Okay.
I'll give you a different take. I don't think this is entirely correct, but going off the idea that it's Michael, you could say running off to that place again, the theory of that being the gravestone, that little rubble, is like Evan's grave and he's going to visit it.
It could be.
And
But,
maybe those were like, I don't know, like Golden Freddy or something like that.
Okay, I unfortunately have a little bit of evidence to kind of blow the Michael thing out of the water.
Why?
I'm sorry. So you can speak to the figure sitting in front of the TV in the Midnight Motors minigame.
Leave him alone.
And
He had a rough night tonight.
Yeah. His text is noticeably gray. And in the FNaF 4 ending cutscene, Michael comes and speaks to Evan to apologize for shoving him in the mouth of Fredbear.
That's like it's different shades. It's different shades of gray.
It's very tiny different shades of gray.
One's light, one's dark. That's a big difference. And
it is.
Considering that's the same technique we used in FNaF 4 to figure out that it wasn't the Fredbear plush talking to Evan at the end of the Night 6 cutscene.
Hold on. Fred.
Because I believe it's fully like the crying child is the one who ran out because of those similarities, but I definitely think like anything's possible because I don't think anyone has a good concrete, like I 100% agree with anyone's theory because I don't think it's so difficult to interpret.
Yeah, this is...
And it's all because of those animatronic photos. If it wasn't for those, this would make complete sense.
The thing is, didn't Scott say previously that if something in a previous game like clearly stumped the fan base, he makes a point in the next game to clarify it? Yeah. What was the game after Security, not Security Breach, FNaF Sim?
FNaF Sim, that would be UCN.
Was there anything in UCN?
Not exactly.
Well, what do you mean by not exactly?
Well, it just mean, really, there wasn't really, like, any, like, big lore drops in Ultimate Custom Night. It was just, the only thing that we figured out based off things was that, that we were playing as William, and this was a torture simulator designed by Cassidy.
Well, what was the game after UCN?
UCN was Help Wanted. But that was the first. That was the first one where Scott, wasn't like he did the whole thing.
I will say, Help Wanted does kind of confirm that we're playing as William in this because of the purple car and Curse of Dreadbear. It's got like the purple lights.
Wow.
And also the house.
Momo, it's here. What do you mean? What happened to your voice? Please clarify. Reading comments.
Yeah.
Someone just said what? I'm sorry. Is it? Are you coming from old memories? Does it sound higher than you expected it to? Big shocker. That's not what my actual voice sounds like.
No, he is not. He is unfortunately not as deep voiced as Freddy Fazbear.
Golden
You
Freddy.
mean you're not Golden Freddy at all times?
Oh my God, do your Golden Freddy voice right now.
Your voice sounds. Okay, you're just being a jerk. Come on.
Your face sounds weird, Momo.
Era, if that's just you using like a burner account, I will destroy you.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I'm not even on the stream.
Oh, snap my fingers.
Oh, snap my fingers.
I snap my fingers.
All right, we're getting off topic.
Okay.
Okay. No, your voice sounds weird, dude. Okay, you made your point. Just stop.
We're moving on. Stop focusing on the weird commenter.
If you do it again, I'm gonna kick you out of the chat. Just saying. I'm not.
Okay.
All right. Well. All right. So, where were we?
Anyway, the house in Dreadbear. because that was also clearly the FNaF 4 house.
Oh yeah,
You
out.
talking about the hallway game or which one?
Well, not the
Dreadbear.
hallway game. In the Curse of Dreadbear, like lobby, there was a house you could see in the background.
Yeah, it was the
that
FNaF
was
4 house.
obviously the same house as the one in the home screen of FNaF 4.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, Glitchtrap was dancing right beside it.
Yeah.
And you still say he's not Afton, FNaF theorists.
Well, yeah, he is Afton, but I'm
We
still
will
not
tackle
sure that Orange Guy is Afton.
Who else
I mean, I don't see who else he could be.
Henry?
No. Who's he then?
So
Who's he?
Who's
who
who?
ran off?
If that's Henry, then who's he?
Who's the one that ran off? Well, it could be that Evan was Henry's son.
No.
Because remember, Henry had 2 kids.
That was in the book. That was in the
Charlie-
book.
Yeah, the book can be used to understand the lore of the games. That's what Scott said.
Yeah.
He had 2 kids, Charlie and
Sammy. Oh,
And-
see, here's what happened, okay? Charlie became the puppet, Sammy just jumped franchises and went to Bendy. It's time
But-
to believe.
In the books, Sammy got taken by his mother to a different town or something.
Yeah,
And Charlie assumed that he got kidnapped.
yeah, that he
when
was the
instead
one.
that-
He was the one that
he
got
got
taken by Afton.
But why would the book specifically mention that there was 2 children if Charlie was Henry's kid? Why would they mention that he has 2 kids and then not put that same thing in the game?
Red herring.
No, that's really weird.
Yeah.
Especially because the original trilogy of novels has always been a bit more important than the current books.
Yeah, then Fazbear Frights. It's always
Or
been more important.
Tales of the Pizzaplex.
Same difference.
Yeah.
Because the books led us to big lore drops
Literally the name of the purple guy.
yeah.
Mhm.
And even before Sister Location came out, they told us his name in the books.
Yeah,
And-
that again, Silver Eyes was the very first time we heard the name William Afton dropped.
So if we're going on the suspicion that Orange Guy could be Henry, then it would make sense as to why the footsteps are there, because William could be going after Henry's other kid, and why Orange Guy seems so angry that the kid keeps running off, because he lost his first kid to William and doesn't want to lose his other kid, and it makes things make sense.
But again, that begs the big question of the minigame based on the new evidence we have. The day after what?
That is true.
And again, if that is Henry, why the purple car?
It could
If
just
it is
like
Henry.
purple.
If it is Henry, I'd say it'd be the day after MCI, and that's why he's panicking.
MCI?
Missing Children's Incident.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if there's a big freaking missing children's incident and you go home and your kid ran off, of course you're going to be panicking.
Especially because it's your old business partner and everything. Like, I bet he's got the feeling after Charlie.
Yeah, but
Because
the other thing we have to think about though is when did Henry leave? Because we know there was a very long period where Henry just disappeared off the face of the earth, and no one knew where he was until he showed back up in FNaF 6.
Where do
Yeah.
you think he went?
Somewhere.
probably underground in the
No, he just
not underground, but like underground in the company to set up the stuff for
FNaF
simulator.
6.
FNaF 6 is simulator?
Yes.
To set up that stuff, because like if he made up a whole contract, he like built a chain of restaurants. That takes a lot of effort.
I just want to say before we get into this, I want to congratulate all of us for spending 45 minutes talking about Midnight Motorist.
It's one of the more complicated mini games in this game.
Hold on, I want to see what else.
Because Fruity Maze makes sense. The security puppet minigame makes sense. Every other minigame in Pizzeria Sim makes sense. Midnight Motorist is the only one that doesn't.
I'd say it's the most confusing thing of the franchise, period.
Yeah, because Scott's throwing like all kinds of curveballs at us with that minigame.
Yeah, the moment the orange figure stepped out of that car.
Yeah,
this moment things started good and confusing.
This minigame was designed to throw us off in some form. Except the only problem is we don't know what he was trying to steer us away from.
Because the grave that Ender mentioned could be both the twisted ones digged up. It could be a grave site. It could be literally anything.
Yeah, but again, the twisted animatronics aren't canon to the games.
Yeah, we know.
Alright, cool.
Well, the twisted ones did mention a few things that are consistent with the appearance of the sister location animatronics, like the faceplates. Yeah. I didn't actually read that book, but I remember that.
I read the book. The one thing that I hate about the book is that Nightbear is on the cover and he's not in the book. Why do that?
Oh yeah.
Scott, why do that? Why?
Marketing.
Yeah, good point.
But anyway, maybe we should move on from Midnight Motorist.
All right. So let's move on. Let's move on to something a little less complicated than Midnight Motorist. So let's move on to Security Breach. That was a joke. All right. All right. Let's talk about the posted room.
Okay.
What the heck? All right. The one thing that is shown about the posted room is that there's definitely some sort of robotic entity in the Pizzaplex somewhere that's sentient in some shape or form, besides all the other ones that we saw.
A lot of the animatronics in that game show signs of sentience.
Yeah, because
so that could be any of them.
It's something different with the animatronics Security Breach that we've never seen in the other FNAF games, is that the animatronics have actual personalities. Because, like, you know...
Because why would Roxy be crying if she was just programmed to be confident? Why would Monty be so angry if he was just programmed to be a hey, little guy kind of guy?
Why would Glamrock Chica be gluttonous?
Why would she keep eating frickin' garbage?
Why does it seem to imply that an animatronic has taste buds?
I'm gonna use the books for a second.
No.
Go for it.
Okay, so the way the recent tales describe the animatronics personalities is that they've got like personality chips. So like Chica's pretty much made with the personality of, hey, I like to eat a lot, pretty much. But when Glitch Trap gets introduced into their system, it makes their personality chips amplified. So like that's when she starts eating trash and stuff like that.
Assuming that it is Glitch Trap, who's...
And the no, it makes sense. And the also in the books, there was that one story, I didn't actually read it, but there was that one story where they talked about using the AI of like a kid, like a 5-year-old kid, to control almost the entire Pizzaplex, like this using one AI.
This is Mimic territory.
Oh no.
Mimic, yeah.
No, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
We're not talking about that one?
We're not talking. We are going to talk about Mimic, just not right now.
Okay.
I'd like to ask what you guys think about Gregory.
Okay, look, there's no denying it at this point that he's patient 46.
Yes, we have confirmation of that fact.
Yeah.
But, however, we don't quite know if he's entirely human.
He is human, and he's not a robot.
There is in what?
I wanted to ask about what you thought about what he was doing when he was under Afton's control, because I think what you said in your timeline, either I didn't quite get it, or I disagree with it. I just want you to clarify what you think he was doing. You know?
All right, hold on. Let me pull up the timeline and see what I have written down.
Yeah.
Okay. I also have textures for all of the I've got all the textures for all of the post-it notes in the room if we want to look at those.
Could you shoot those into the channel?
All right. Yeah. I have what I have written about Gregory. So it says here Vanessa as Vanny abducts Gregory from the Pizzaplex and brings him down to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place, which is the FNaF 6 building. Before she can kill him, Glitchtrap spares him and corrupts him to lure fellow children to the Pizzaplex. So it was kind of like they were like using Gregory to like raise less suspicion than, you know, just having like just some white rabbit just, you know, just parading around, skipping everywhere, just abducting children out of nowhere.
Yeah, because I understand part of that, because clearly the animatronics and the staff don't know about Vanny.
Yeah, and I mean, come on, like, we know this by now. There is no rabbit at the Mega Pizzaplex. Not anymore.
That was fruity.
Oh, stop.
It was gay.
No, it wasn't.
Anyway, we're moving on.
So, I just think, like, looking at those therapist tapes with 46, they keep on mentioning him being, like, this good hacker and everything. So, I don't really know why that was brought up. I don't know if that's another red herring. I don't know if he's actually, like, trying to hack for Glitchtrap, maybe? I'm not sure. I just wanted...
I mean, we're talking about the therapist tapes, not the Tales of the Pizzaplex story, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, good.
Okay.
Because those tapes are definitely him as 46, and they keep on mentioning that he's a good hacker and everything like that. And I just think it's a super weird detail, especially because it's confirmed in the game universe.
Yeah, I totally think that's because of Glitchtrap.
Okay, I've never heard the therapist tapes because I didn't finish the game. Which ones are the ones related to Gregory or 46?
Yeah, they're 46.
Oh,
they
that...
label 46, and then it just counts, like, 1 through 8, or something like that.
Okay. Because I'm on the wiki right now. Hold on.
So yeah, so Gregory's 46, Vanessa's the other one.
Vanessa's the other one. The ones that have the 46 in them are Gregory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Glitchtrap Gregory.
Mm-hmm.
Patient 46, and then he gets freed by Cassidy.
Yeah.
Who's just chilling out in the Princess Quest arcade.
One thing I'd like to talk about with Gregory is what was he doing in the Pizzaplex that caused him to need to hide in Freddy?
Vanessa.
Well, obviously he needed to hide from Vanessa, but if he's been at the Pizzaplex for a while and was freed recently or whatever, why would he need to hide from her? Because doesn't she still think he's, you know...
No, Glitchtrap Afton let her know that, you know, like, hey, this kid's free, get him.
Like, sick him.
And then now he's like, crap, I gotta get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So he hides in the most convenient spot, and that was Freddy for some reason.
Right. So...
I also think, like, when... He obviously stays there after 6, in whatever canon ending it is.
I think it's the canon ending is the one where Freddy is ahead.
No.
I wanted to discuss that later on because I do think it's a tie between that and Afton.
It's the Afton.
Especially
I mean,
with the Ruin trailer and everything.
yeah, I think
both
I think
good
seeing,
evidence.
just judging by the Ruin trailer alone, that the Afton ending is gonna be the canon one.
Right. The one where they're destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah, one where the whole FNAF 6 building caves in.
Yeah.
It would explain why the Pizzaplex is such a wreck.
Isn't there specifically an ending that says it's the canon ending, though?
No.
There's the stars, but my theory on the stars that's like the difficulty like for the ending. So like when you just leave at 6, it's a 1 star, but Princess Quest is the only 3 star, and that's the one that takes the longest to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the most lore inclusive.
Well, besides Afton.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, Afton, all you need to do is like mess around, find a few messages, and then you can get down there. But then you gotta fight off a literal broken Roxanne and the Blob.
Ooh, the Blob is certainly a conversation topic.
Do we want to talk about the Blob?
Let's go to the Blob, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So.
All right. I will start because I think I have the most controversial opinion. Wait, never mind. Go on.
So it wasn't that controversial. Okay.
No, I forgot my opinion immediately.
Wow, fantastic. We're off to a great start. All right, so I've stated I totally believe that the Blob is powered by all the souls of Vanny's victims, and it's just like this collective of like it's clearly the melted remains of Ennard, who is at this point the greatest remnant reservoir of all time. But Ennard's gone. Anything he was completely wiped clean in FNAF 6. Now he's just this hollow shell possessed by all these Vanny victims.
Well, the remnant was burned, but remnant burning doesn't mean agony does.
Well, there was no agony in Ennard because Baby Ballora, Funtime Freddy, and Funtime Foxy were all remnant because the Scooper.
Right, yeah, the Scooper.
All struck by them, so they have remnant in their system, not agony. Same with and then that's the same deal with Michael too.
Whose remnant do you think it was?
What do you mean?
That made because clearly we know that Baby was Elizabeth was Afton's daughter.
Obviously.
But the rest of them, they clearly had their own kind of mind, even though it wasn't as clear as Baby's.
Doesn't have
What I think happened with those animatronics was that. Do you remember that one mini game where Afton took apart the original FNAF 1 animatronics?
Yeah.
I think when he was doing that, he was taking them apart for their remnant and melting them down and making them into
Not
the Funtime animatronics.
Here's the thing. That happened in that. Okay, so can you agree that minigame happened after FNAF 1?
Well, doesn't the layout of the building
Match FNAF 1.
Yeah, then it has to be after it.
Bingo, your theory was just disproven.
How?
You literally just disproved your theory by just saying it happens after FNAF 1. Because at this point, they're already entered. Because at this point in the timeline, Baby, Ballora, Funtime Freddy, and Funtime Foxy are already entered. They're crawling around the sewers. Because that happened in the 80s.
But
So here's the thing. By FNAF 2, Michael needs to have already been scooped.
that's fair, yeah, because of the odor.
Yeah. So that means by FNAF 1 and by FNAF 2, the Funtime animatronics are already entered and crawling around the sewers.
Yeah. That's fair. I'll give you that. Moving on. Where's my phone?
Yeah. I mean, plus at the end of that minigame, you know, Afton gets sprung trapped.
Yeah, but, like, obviously he's still in there for, like,
30 years. So, yeah, so the blob, we talked about that. All right, do we want to move on to the mimic now?
No, not yet.
Not yet? Okay.
I cannot find it right now, but do you remember a message about the little wind-up music men at, like, call-in events?
Give me a second. I know
I
exactly.
think I remember that.
I know exactly what. I'm gonna find the message. Give me 1 second.
It implies that, like, Vanny is using them to, like, keep, you could say as a gameplay, like, keep you out of the vents, but it's implied they're meant to keep something out of the vents. So it kind of implies that the blob isn't exactly on their side.
Yeah, the blob isn't exactly passive in.
Yeah, he's just angry and confused, which is why I think he's totally, you know, remnant fueled. It's why he's just
not remnant, agony.
What?
Agony.
It has to be. What?
It can't be remnant because you yourself said that all of their remnant was burned out.
Yeah, but then remember, Vanny was killing people.
Yeah,
Vanny was killing people in the Pizzaplex, meaning there's going to be new remnant. Everything that entered was completely wiped clean at the end of FNAF 6. That doesn't mean new things can happen.
Okay, you're shouting.
Sorry, I'm trying to find this this message about the what's it called? The Music Man. Music Man!
Music Man!
Let's see. Sore winner. I mean, I think the most disturbing message out of all the duffel bag things was the, why did you reopen? Everyone remembers what happened to those kids. So clearly what they were trying to do with the virtual experience didn't work.
No, yeah.
It worked to a degree because they got enough money to open it.
Yeah, they clearly did get enough money to open up the Pizzaplex, which is a massive building.
Yeah.
It worked somewhat. But clearly there are still people who remember what happened to those kids and still don't like it.
Got it. I found it.
Here, put it in the FNAF movie.
No, I'm just gonna read it.
Oh, okay.
That's what it says. So it says, security report. Well, somehow someone broke into a Rockstar Row display case and stole the wind-up Music Man prototypes. The case was smashed and there's glass on the floor, but no sign of a break-in. Nothing else seems to be missing. I have absolutely no idea how they got into the building, and there's nothing on the security footage. Now what should I do? Should I call the police and report a break-in? Signed by Vanessa.
Everyone capable of doing something like that is Vanessa.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that means Vanessa and Vanny are two different sets of mind for her.
Not really. It could be just, you know,
No. FNAF AR proved that they were two different states of mind.
How and where?
Because I remember in the emails that you got in FNAF AR that the one guy who was messaging.
He was talking about Vanessa and her searches.
Yeah, because she was searching things
Well,
that came up in his thing. Because she searched help, remember?
Well, you have to remember that Vanessa, at this point in the timeline, is corrupted by Glitch Trap.
Yes, she's corrupted, but that clearly doesn't mean that her original mind is gone.
Well, yeah, it's locked behind. It's locked behind that steel vault and help wanted.
Yes. Why would she search for help if she was still entirely controlled?
It's just the last parts of her trying to break free. But at this point, anything that Vanessa does is Glitch Trap's doing. But there's still like parts of her that are trying to break free. I've seen this happen on shows where like someone's possessed. Like Doctor Who, there were moments where someone was possessed, and they were using like subtle clues to let them know, like, hey, it's me, yada yada yada, all that. So that's like the real Vanessa trying to break free, but she can't.
Yeah, but clearly Vanessa in the game and Vanny are two different states of mind for her. Because it seems like Vanessa doesn't know what Vanny knows. Because why would Vanessa put in a message about the missing wind-up music men if she was the one who did it?
That's easy. That's easy. That's a cover-up.
Why would she bring attention to it in the first place?
Someone's gonna notice.
There's a bunch of stuff missing in those cases.
Exactly. Someone's gonna.
No one noticed it.
Because
no one noticed.
Someone's gonna notice. That's why she reported to just throw everyone off.
Yeah, but clearly nothing came about of the thing.
It's because she threw everyone off with the mess. She's literally throwing stuff in just so she can, like, hey, not my problem. I didn't do it. What you talking about? Like, no one knows that she's corrupted by Glitch Trap, and no one can know. That's why she's doing that. So people aren't, like saying like, that head security guard, she's up to something, man. I can smell it. She's up to something. But
we completely forgot to talk about the post-it note room.
Whatever. That no one's ever gonna explain that. Look, all we know about the post-it room is there's some sort of rogue robot wandering the Pizzaplex. We don't know who. We don't know what. It's just someone inhabited that room, and now we don't know where the hell they are.
It could honestly call back to the Mimic.
Oh God, we're not there yet.
Okay. Segue.
All right, are we gonna segue into the Mimic?
We're gonna segue into the Mimic.
All right. The big question, and this is just a simple yes or no answer: is the Mimic Glitch Trap? Yes or no?
No, I don't think so.
Good, that's the correct answer. There's no. Here's the thing: the only problem, the big hole in this theory is that everyone is pulling everything from the book. Because here's the thing: the last time in Fazbear Frights, the end story was talking about the Stitch Wraith, and everyone agreed that it was just like the Stitch Wraith wasn't in the games. It was just a way to explain how Golden Freddy works, with an animatronic being controlled by two people. With, Jake and Andrew were controlling the Stitch Wraith together. Evan and Cassidy were controlling Golden Freddy. So, why is that not... So, if that's the case for one of them, why is it not the case for another one? Because that's what people seem to be doing. They seem to be taking everything that happens in Tales of the Pizzaplex as canon, take it as fact, this happened in the game.
I don't think they're taking it as fact, like these are the exact moments that happened. It's more like there's some things in Security Breach that connect really well with it. So people are saying, hey, something like this might have happened, maybe not the same way, but maybe the Mimic's around in some form.
Well,
like the whole schematic argument, for example.
Schematic argument? What schematic argument?
So in the interview Dawko did with
Oh, that one. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not see that. Can you explain that?
Icebreaker, go.
So basically, Dawko asked if they could give any final lore hints before the game came out, and they gave one word, and now it's schematics. And schematics for a program like a Mimic, for example. I think stuff like that makes the most sense.
Well, yeah, because the wiki, I looked at the wiki for the Mimic story, and it said that they used the Mimic for its endoskeleton. They used it for other animatronics.
Yeah. So
shape-shifting animatronic, because that's not perfectly confusing.
It's books.
It's not
books, man.
a specific It's not a specific animatronic. They use it for. Okay, hold on. Let me find.
Look at which ones the mimic, like what costumes or like
The mimic endoskeleton was mass-produced for animatronic costumes, with the company also giving the endoskeletons code that made them mimic what they saw. Eventually, it was given a spot in the Fazbear Entertainment manuals. The mimic endos are eventually deactivated due to unspecified potential dangers mentioned in the manual. That's what the wiki says about the mimic. So they used it for the endoskeleton. That could be what they mentioned with the schematic.
Yeah. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence for me is, I believe it's the main character's workshop, which he parallels Henry in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
The layout of the workshop sounds exactly like the layout of the post-it room. Like, for example, they talk about the door that once you enter, it pretty much like locks behind you and you can't enter, like go through that way again. That's the poster room door that you walk in. You can't go back the way you came.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Continue on without me.
Coolio.
But it's mostly like the little stuff like that that lead me to say, like, maybe a mimic program exists. Yeah. I honestly, I think as a concept it's more interesting, and that's why I'm more inclined to believe it. Also, it's kind of like that bias, you know?
It's like there might be a mimic robot out there. I do not think it is Afton, however.
Do you think it could be the Blob? I know this is going against the theory that you put out, but if we say that's the Blob, it kind of explains why it's so angry at Afton.
Why? Just cause reasons?
Well, what if it's mimicking the kids? Because in the story itself, it pretty much it gets its agony poured into it by someone letting out their anger.
Because the thing I do gotta say though is if the book reveals this new character who's never seen before in the games, then I'm gonna get angry, because that's BS, because not all FNaF fans read.
Yeah, I don't really like it either, mainly because of that.
Yeah, because it comes from a short story that's probably not even written by Scott.
Hi, I'm back. The thing I wanted to mention with the mimic in the post-it room is that, sorry, I went too fast. The book says that the mimic was based originally on, I think his name was David, the 5-year-old boy.
That's his name. He's David.
Yes, he is David. Anyway, we're not mixing fandoms here.
No, it makes sense.
Boy. And clearly Gregory is too old to write down the kind of stuff that on these post-it notes that is written on them.
And he's not a robot.
There's like colors and words in like a really messy font, like written by a kid. And if what Ender was saying is true, like that the room, the post-it room is the exact same as the one described in the book, it could make sense that it was Mimic writing all those post-it notes, because he was stuck in there after his creator Edwin ran off after his son died. It could have just been like, it maybe not the exact same as in the story, but it could be that a version of Mimic was left in that room. Maybe because it was based on a kid, it started writing all these notes to itself. And that's why they're all there.
I think as a whole, the Mimic has a lot of things that line up, but there are some puzzle pieces that just don't fit right.
And there's
So-
always puzzle pieces that don't fit.
The big
right
one
with
being
FNAF.
the big one being that all the evidence is coming from a book.
I really think that if Ruin brings us more evidence, like, I don't know what would make me 100% believe it, but if Ruin gives us more related to the story, then I feel very confident in saying there's some mimic out there.
Yeah,
Here's the thing.
It doesn't have to be the exact same one from the book.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be glitched. The mimic doesn't have to be Glitch Trap or Afton. It could just be its own thing. And this book was just a way of getting it out there, which I still completely disagree with. That's a terrible way of doing it.
Saying, releasing it like in a book like that, I will say if the mimic is Glitch Trap, it makes it way more compelling, because then that makes the circuit board just the mimic circuit board, which makes more sense as to why they'd want it in the game.
Yeah.
It's been mimicking for years.
Yeah, mimicking, and they used to use it for the old animatronics, and that could be why they used it for the pathfinding. And it just so happened that because the original mimic learned violence because Edwin beat the crap out of it after his son died, because it was acting like his son. And
Yeah. The biggest
it could
issue
be that that's
is-
it.
The biggest issue is, like, why would it become Glitch Trap? Like,
Yeah.
the running thing is maybe it saw some murders like back in the day, but there's not hard evidence to prove that. So right now it's just kind of in limbo, like, hey, these things make sense, but there's nothing connecting the mimic to seeing Afton do anything yet.
Oh, yeah. Because clearly the mimic in the story learned violence from its creator. But that could be related to Henry with the Silver Eyes thing in the original book. It could be related to it could be related to anything in FNAF. We just need more evidence about the mimic.
Literally, it's what I've been saying to people, especially Icebreaker, is that all Glitch Trap has to say is one line in Ruin, and that'll make or break the mimic theory.
What's the line?
All he needs to say is, "I assure you, it's still me," and that makes or breaks it.
Yeah.
And I agree to that, but, like, if he says, like, I always come back, that's not proving a thing.
No, yeah, because that was straight from FNAF 3.
FNAF 6.
FNAF 6?
Yeah.
That's my bad.
You see that also. It's in pretty much every Springtrap appearance.
Yeah, him saying, "I always come back."
Yeah. And we know he's probably going to end up speaking because there's a lot of voice lines in the new games. Man, you remember when there was no talking at all? in
Literally, there was always talking in FNAF. Phone guy.
FNAF? No. Oh, yeah, well, aside from him.
No, do you guys remember how FNAF World was the first voice acting in the series?
Besides phone guy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was just
You know,
them making fun of it for like 2 minutes.
Oh, God.
Speaking of Ruin, what do you guys hope to see?
I'm excited to play as the first female protagonist.
Well, technically Help Wanted was the first time.
No, we didn't play as a female in
Yeah, we
Help
did.
Wanted. We did?
Yeah, it was Vanessa. Remember, you put the mask on, hold up the Glitch Trap plush?
Oh,
Boom.
that is fair. Second female protagonist.
There we
I
go.
want to ask about her name, Cassie. Do you think that's a red herring, or do
Yes.
you think she's related?
Totally. That is totally a red
It's
herring.
Definitely a red herring. But I also, when I first saw the trailer, I thought he said Gazzy, as in Gazzy.
Oh my god.
Like, he says it so, like, distorted that I could barely hear him.
I gotta.
It's almost like he's like a recording or something.
Hold on, we got a question. Show your first FNAF plush and figure. I will be right back. You two keep talking.
Oh, God. it could be that he is a recording, because clearly if the Afton ending played out, then he'd be long gone.
He's out of there, and the only time we see him in like a trailer or the poster for Ruin is just him on a screen. We don't see
on a
him
screen
in
with help underneath it. It could be that he is entirely just like something to lead Cassie around.
Yeah. I also
Because
think it's interesting that like
I am
Cassie
back.
knows Gregory to some degree
All right.
because she goes there for him.
All right.
yeah,
Damn.
let's see.
All right. So, first of all, this is the first plush. It's literally Freddy. It's the only FNaF plush I have. And then the first figure I have was literally also Freddy. So,
Because why wouldn't it be?
yeah, it's Freddy. Come on.
Fendi Fab Bear.
Yep. And we got the Freddy plush. So yeah, everything's good in the world. There you go, Sonic Speed 2006. Oh, oh no. Anyway,
Not Sonic 06.
no, that one was terrible. Anyway, what were y'all talking about?
So like the spring platform, those ones.
We're talking about the fact that it could be that Gregory isn't entirely a recording in
Hey, Sonic Speed, stop with the thumbs up.
quit spamming.
There's no spinning. Here's the thing. Every person here can control the chat. Speak of the devil.
Anyway,
All right.
it could be that Gregory in Ruin is a recording.
He totally
or
is.
something to lead Cassie around. And also the fact that Cassie seems to know him.
Yeah. So this is probably like some childhood friend, but Gregory is definitely a trick.
Yeah, but I still want to know how she knows him.
Because I think it all comes back to where did Gregory come from in the first place? Is he just a random kid?
Yeah.
Because it's really not explained in Security Breach, like what he's doing there, other than he's just gotten free and, well, then you play the game.
Well, we do in the one ending, we do see him in the Leave ending. We see him go to like a box in an alleyway, so we know he's homeless.
Theoretically.
But if he is homeless,
then he's just a
then
random
how does he
kid.
know- if he is homeless, how does he know Cassie?
Well, maybe he's not even homeless. Maybe he just doesn't know how to get home.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh yeah, it could. Yeah, because we don't know how long he was underneath. What's his name's
Glitch trap.
control? Yeah, shut up. You know what I mean.
I just told you what you
We
meant.
don't know how long he's been under his control for. It could be that he just doesn't know how to get home. Yeah.
Yeah. So. But yeah.
Well, we talked about a lot today.
So yeah. So Ruin, I totally think it's after the Afton ending. Gregory's a trick. I have a feeling we're gonna see Glamrock Bonnie in this one.
Yeah.
And we're definitely getting more. And we're definitely getting more Glitch Trap because we see something at the end of the Ruin trailer.
Oh, I talked to another friend about that, and he looks my friend said it looked like Vanny at the end.
Ooh, so Psycho Vanny.
Mm-hmm. Because right before we see that glitched out view, you see the Cassie put on the mask.
That's a
The
good
Vanny
point.
mask.
All right, Psycho Vanny. This will be fun.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's our way of communicating with Glitch Trap, maybe?
Ooh.
Maybe.
That lines up with Help Wanted.
Yeah.
Because remember, the only way Vanny could speak to Glitch Trap was if she had the mask on.
Yeah. And was holding the plushie, yeah.
Exactly. That's good. That's really good.
So, like, whenever you put on the mask, like, you can do something, like, special, like, see, like, X-ray, for example. That's just an example here, but you can have some sort of advantage in the game, but the more you use it, the more you fall under his control.
Yeah,
Something like that.
definitely.
So is that all of our
Yes.
predictions for Ruin?
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited
How long
too.
until it comes out?
It comes out sometime next month.
Thank God.
Don't know
I
when.
need to finish Security Breach.
All I know is that when that happens, me and Icebreaker are getting together immediately and playing it.
Bro,
Yeah.
I want to come over too.
It will be around.
We'll talk about that later. But one other thing before start cooling down. The movie. How about that?
Ugh.
All right, so let's talk about the movie. What's gonna happen?
I can't tell you if it's going to be amazing or awful.
It's one of the two. There's no healthy middle.
No, yeah.
I will say either way, I'm seeing it at least like 5-6 times in theaters. Come on.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and we're all going together.
Yeah, we're all going together, and unfortunately, y'all are gonna have to come up to where I go to college because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get back.
Oh no, I'm making that trip.
Bro,
For
I
sure.
can't drive.
You gotta grab her too. Then we're gonna figure it out. Okay, we got 4 months to figure this out.
It's
Ugh.
only 4 months. Wow.
Yeah, come on. Look,
Oh, jeez.
look.
Can you believe it? The movie has been talked about since 2014.
2015.
2015. It has been 6-7 years, and we're finally getting it.
It's been 8 years actually.
I've
Bitch,
talked
can
to
you
some
stop
people-
correcting me?
No.
I've talked to some people who have no background with the series at all, and they even say hey, the trailer looks pretty good, I might see it. So to me that says it might go outside of just the fandom, and that gives me a lot of hope for a sequel.
So here's the other thing. What do you guys think? Do you think the movie should be rated PG-13 or rated R?
R. I want to see gore. I want to see Afton get spring trapped.
I have never disagreed more.
Here's the thing. I would love an R-rated FNaF movie, but PG-13 does pander more to the fan base.
The fan base has been here since 2014. If there are still FNaF fans, they're adults now. They can see those R-rated
Well, still, there's a
movies.
whole majority of the fan base that you got to think about.
I mean,
And,
obviously,
a lot
it's
of them
mostly
are teenagers.
There's gonna teenagers can go into R-rated movies. Though.
I know they can't. We can, but
We're not teenagers.
I know that's why I'm saying we can go into an R-rated movie because we're not teenagers.
I think it
Wow.
all depends on what kind of gore you're talking about. Because if it's the Afton getting spring trapped, yes, I want that to be gory and everything. Other than that, I can't say I have a need for any huge gore moment in the movie.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh
only.
yeah.
Because literally
Like-
any other form of gore in this series, you can easily do with the PG-13 rating.
No, yeah.
It's
I
just
just want the one big scene of Afton getting spring trapped.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Most original FNaF fans have grown out of it. It's all either grown adults or iPad kids.
That is fair.
Very
All
fair.
adults.
Very fair, Walter.
Walter White.
Five Nights at Heisenberg's. FNaF. That'd just be FNaF.
But nah.
Yes, that's that. And then Help Wanted 2 is coming out sometime in the next few months, later this year.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
curious what kind of mini games we're gonna get in that, because we only have the sister location to go off of.
Yeah, that is the only confirmed minigame is we're getting something with sister location.
Because that's the
I
only
definitely
minigame
think we're
that's left.
I think
Because
this is just me.
Gallery and everything.
What?
Belora's gallery and everything. I think we're definitely getting that because
Yeah.
of the jump scare. Plus, that's
Yeah,
gonna be
and-
terrible in VR.
Oh yeah.
I want to
'Cause,
see. I want to
Yes,
see
Funtime-
more parts and service minigames.
Funtime Auditorium was already terrifying.
Yeah,
in
I hated
the
that
original
one.
VR.
it's
And that's-
hard to play it.
I still
Like,
remember
especially-
there was one time I was playing that on the flat version, flat VR, the Lolbit version, and Lolbit spawned right on top of me.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Sounds like a skill issue.
Hey, it happened to Markiplier, so he literally just started the game and boom, Lolbit's right in his face.
Well, it wasn't Lolbit for him. It was
No, it was Lolbit. That's the Nightmare version. Like when the
Oh, right.
the Blacklight version, it's Lolbit.
Oh, well, that happened in the original. Anyway, we're getting distracted and talking about things that aren't related.
Well, they are related. So anyway, but yeah. So Help Wanted 2. I want to see more parts and service for like some of the other animatronics. Like imagine doing parts and service on Springtrap.
What I would really
Or
enjoy-
imagine doing parts and service on Mangle.
Oh, they kind of already did that though.
Yeah, but that was in
Dreadbear.
That was in Dreadbear, and it barely counted. So I want to see it.
What would be really interesting if they did the salvage mini games from Pizza Sim.
That would be terrifying.
Ooh, yeah,
That would be terrifying.
I will love it.
No.
Think about it, dude. Any game at this point, so like we're gonna see, dude. We might even have to get to do maintenance on Glamrock Freddy.
Yeah, Dad.
Stop.
Get to see my dad.
Stop it.
No, he is my father.
No, he's not. Anyway,
Yes.
but yeah. So
I'm curious what the lore is going to be like for this game. Is it just going to be like, hey, the company decided to make another, or do you think it's gonna be
This
a
is
lot
just-
more?
this is just Scott's fan service. Is like, hey, guess what? Here we go again.
Ooh. Speaking of
Honestly,
Scott's fan service, are you guys excited for the FNaF fan game, like FNaF Plus?
Oh, I'm so excited for FNAF Plus.
God,
Oh
It looks-
yeah.
That's the one I'm most excited for out of all of them. Like
I
Candy's,
love-
Joy Creation, Pop Goes. Those are all cool. I'm really excited about FNAF Plus.
I loved Pop Goes. Like watching that. Wasn't Joy of Creation made by Pop Goes too?
No, that was Nixon.
Oh, okay.
What's this?
Because
Do
I
you
remember
like?
there was an Easter egg of Pop Goes and Joy of Creation.
Nice. Do you like the Five Nights at Freddy's W DLC? What does W mean? Are you talking about FNAF World?
FNAF World Update 2 is one of the
Most
it's the
difficult
best DLC
DLCs.
easily. I
Oh,
will
yeah.
say it made FNAF World into probably at least my top 5.
I do like to see that FNAF World's getting a lot more love now. Which kind of did prove that Scott released it at the wrong time.
No, yeah. He should have put a lot more effort into FNAF World before he released it.
Yeah. Because he
I
was
think
still trying to
either
do
way-
his thing where, like, you know, trying to, like, rush the game out. Or not rush it, just try to, like, beat the release date. Because, you know, he did it with FNAF 4, you know. It said, like, oh, it's coming out October 30... Came out October 31st, then he's like, guess what? It's almost done. It's coming out August 8th, and then released it 2 weeks early. It's an S.
No matter what FNAF
It's an
World
S.
is, release
So do you
date-wise,
like the Five Nights at Freddy's DLC? Like, what DLC are you talking about specifically? Because like there's Curse of Dreadbear, there's Update 2, there's the Sister Location Custom Night, there's Ruin that's gonna come out soon. Like I don't know what you mean by just Five Nights at Freddy's DLC. But yeah, so like I'm glad to see FNAF World's getting a lot more love. It deserves it. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through and play it again, but
What's your favorite FNAF game and why?
one, I love the first one. It's just there's just a feel to FNAF 1 that I've only ever seen twice in FNAF 2 and 3. Ruin DLC. Okay, so we kind of did talk about this. From what we've seen, I'm excited about it.
I
I'm
am too. Sorry, I'm eating. But I think my favorite game in the FNAF series is Help Wanted.
That's a good one. That's definitely up there in my top 3.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Just because it's like a collection of every single good part of FNAF.
And I think for that same reason, I've got to go UCN, because it's like everything is coming together.
Me and Icebreaker,
Oh, yeah.
me and Icebreaker had a war between UCN during the pandemic.
We were both going for 50-20 and everything, and we were trying like every day. How far did you get? What was your highest?
I think it was like 3 minutes and 55 seconds.
So close.
And then Nightmarian spawned right in front of Bonnet, so I couldn't boop her nose.
Boop.
And I'm just saying, if that didn't happen, I was gonna beat it.
Yeah.
One of these days, you're gonna beat it.
Totally. Yeah, I'm gonna when I get a better computer than just my MacBook. I'm gonna because that's what I'm using. I'm gonna re-download UCN. I'm gonna re-download Dark Revival and play through all those again, and try
Not
and
to get off topic, but Dark Revival was really good.
yeah, it was good.
Anyway,
Yeah, so
I think we've run out of topics today.
yep, I think
So
yeah. So I'm gonna do some unnecessary plugging before I take this off. So what's next?
Watch Nightbear's series, the one with all of the versions of talking to himself.
That is coming out.
Is very good.
That's coming out on Friday. Last part ever for the Revenge arc. That's
It has me in it.
Yep. Yep. Arrow is in it, who is voicing a computer program called Arrow.
Because funny.
Yeah, because funny. And yeah, so that's coming out on Friday. It's good. I'm still editing it, but it's definitely going to be at least 15, 16 minutes.
It'll be a long one, boys.
Yep. And then after that, I'm taking a break from everything. Because I don't know if I don't know how many of you have been on the channel, but we haven't missed an upload since September. Like, we've been uploading every single Friday since September.
That's a long ass time.
I am burnt out. There is a series called The Rise of Gma that I really want to work on, but I can't work on that if I keep churning out this stuff. So we're gonna take a break after the Revenge arc's over. And then I'm probably gonna do like some documentary on the creation of the Revenge arc and everything. Probably like a few weeks out, so everyone can get caught up. So then everything will start to make sense, and then yeah, and then go on break, do that, work on Rise of Gmod and all that fun stuff. And who knows? In July we might be back again talking about Ruin.
that'll be fun.
Yeah, we don't know, but yeah, that's the current plan. Going on break in July. The Revenge Arc Part 10, Forgetting and Remembering, comes out this Friday, June 30th. We're probably going to be back in July, the Fazcast back at it again. And I think that's pretty, and Rise of Gmod coming this year. So that's it for the channel. And yeah, I think that's a good place to end it, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe possibly. All right, so yeah, so everyone that's still here, thanks so much for coming along to this. If you're new,
way too much about FNaF.
yeah, we love FNaF here. This channel wouldn't exist without it. But I mean, come on, where do you think the name Nightbear came from? Dumb quick story. I needed to create a username for something. I took the words Nightbear and Fredbear, took out the back half of Nightmare, took out the front half of Fredbear, and just stuck the two together. And boom, Nightbear. Anyway, now that that story's over. So if you're new around, thanks for coming along. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel, like this stuff, and yeah, and don't forget to click the bell so you'll be notified every time we upload. Cause even though we're going on break, we still got a lot of fun stuff. Chief and Shadowman will be back, and yeah, so that's new. But from Nightbear Productions, I've been Nightbear, and I've been so excited to be joined by these two lovely and amazing people, Arrow and Icebreaker.
Thanks for having us.
I had fun.
Yep. But yeah, so everyone, thanks for coming along, and you know we'll see you next time. Bye everybody. Woo! Really hope you guys haven't left yet. Hello? Almost. Just hitting end stream. All right. That was an hour.